This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Friday, September 3. In Squiz Kids Today, Paralympians get equal pay, Big John the Triceratops, the firefighting goats, and the 9-year-old off to university. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
It's a good day to be a Paralympian, following the announcement yesterday that Paralympians who win medals in Tokyo will receive the same cash bonus as athletes who won medals at the Olympics. Aussie athletes who won medals at the Tokyo Olympics received a $20,000 cash payment from the Australian government for a gold medal, $15,000 for a silver medal, and $10,000 for a bronze. Until yesterday's announcement, Aussie Paralympians were not eligible for the same government payment. But after widespread pressure and calls from lots of people in the community saying it wasn't fair to discriminate against our Paralympians like that, the government yesterday announced our Paralympic heroes would be rewarded the same as their able-bodied athletic brothers and sisters. Woohoo! The development was welcomed by Paralympians currently flying the flag for our nation in Tokyo, including wheelchair tennis ace Dylan Alcott, who will be playing for gold tomorrow morning at 11 a.m, who tweeted that the change in policy was thanks to the enormous support the Australian public had shown our Paralympians in Tokyo.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in France, in the city of Paris to be exact, where the world's largest triceratops skeleton is about to be put up for sale. Measuring 8 metres long, which is about as long as a bus, and weighing about 700 kilos, which is about the same weight as a live cow, the skeleton goes by the name of Big John and is expected to sell for about $2.4 million at auction. An auction is when something is put up for sale and people say how much they would be willing to pay for it, and the person who bids the highest amount generally wins the auction. Big John is believed to be about 66 million years old, and he was found perfectly preserved in a state in the United States called South Dakota. He's thought to be one of the best preserved and most complete Triceratops skeletons in the world. Fingers crossed he gets bought by a museum and we can all go and see him in the flesh, or rather in the bone, sometime soon. There's a link in today's episode notes to a photo of Big John.
Animal Kingdom.
Firefighters in rural New South Wales have introduced an incredible weapon in their fight against bushfires. Goats. No, they aren't giving goats hoses and helmets. They're letting them loose in the bush before fire season, in the hope that they'll eat up the scrub that can fuel a fire. There are 4 really great reasons to give goats a go. First, goats have a reputation for eating anything and everything in sight. Second, they'll work when it's wet, cold and windy. Humans not so much. Third, they're nimble and will happily munch their way over rocky, rough terrain, which cows and sheep will not. And fourth, they'll eat introduced grasses and weeds, allowing native plants to grow back more easily, and native plants are more fire resistant. Right now, kids in the central west and far south coast of New South Wales should be able to see goats out and about in their areas. And a third herd will soon be coming to the north of the state. Go to it, goats! See what I did there?
Squiz Kids salutes.
And it's a great big Squiz Kids salute today to 9-year-old Gold Coast primary student Allegra Clark, who has just been accepted to study physics at university. Allegra is a mad keen science student. She especially loves physics, and yesterday it was announced she would be joining young adults 10 years older than her in a university course in New South Wales. According to her mum, when Allegra was 4, she was reading chapter books, and by the age of 5, she was explaining black holes to other kids in her class. And on the subject of girls studying science, Allegra says there should be more of it because, and I quote her here, girls can be full of ideas that sometimes boys just don't know.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which city in France will Big John the Triceratops be auctioned off? That's right, it's Paris. Question number 2. What science subject will 9-year-old Gold Coast student Allegra Clark study at university? Yeah, it's physics. Question number 3. What animals have been brought in to help produce bushfire fuel in New South Wales? You got it there, goats. Ma.
Shout-outs.
It's September 3. Today is the 120th birthday of the Australian flag. If you're near an Aussie flag today, wish it a happy birthday. It's also a Friday, and that means an extra long birthday shout-out segment. So let's break out that trusty old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! And it's a happy birthday today to Chase from Exeter, Maddie from Greystanes, Freddie from Cherrybrook, Sophie from Romaine Park, Joseph from Dapto, Zach from Helens Park, Ava from Five Dock, Arlo from Brisbane, Mia from Townsville, Jager from the Gold Coast, Jade from Mount Compass, Eli and Omar from Randwick, and Odette from Newcastle. And not forgetting, of course, all of those Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday over the weekend. Happy birthday to Ella and Riley from Woodhill, Noah from Shoal Bay, Miracle from Inverell, Heidi from Mornington, Harry from Carabar, Alison from Balmain, Bella from Chapel Hill, Tilda from Thirroul, Michaela from Brisbane, Bronte from Coogee, Charlotte from Kempsey, and Charlotte from Canberra. Plus, because our friends in Victoria, Canberra and New South Wales are in lockdown, we're sending out home learning herograms. To Class 5B and Miss Keeley at St Charles Primary School in Waverley, and also to the Grade 5 students at Beaconsfield Primary School. To Ms Portelli and Class 3C and Ms Hallahan and Prep B, both from the Lakes South Morang College. A home learning shout-out goes to Class 1D at Hampton Primary School, and birthday wishes to their teacher Mrs McLaren for today. And finally, Miranda from Sydney would like to send a herogram to her cousins Arkin and Avon, who have just arrived in Australia from the Philippines and are currently in hotel quarantine in Sydney. Miranda hopes that your time in quarantine goes quickly and that you enjoy the reunion with your mum. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, or you'd like to send a home learning herogram, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again on Monday. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out. Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.